Shasta Cax, a stable mid-range driver impeccably designed for controlled fairway placement, where accuracy is important to stay in bounds and set yourself up for the next shot. Available in K1 plastic, ideal for warm and dry conditions, or K2 plastic for the wet, cold days where extra grip is vital to success.
This is Josh Olmsted. Welcome to Northwest Disc Golf's coverage of the 2016 Fort Steilacoom Open. This is an A-tier event in Lakewood, Washington. It's a gorgeous summer day, and we have some great disc golf action for you. On the final card, we have Oakley from Rancho Cucamonga, California, playing for Discmania, Roan, Denver, Colorado, with Heiserbomb discs, Shasta Criss from Santa Cruz, California, playing for DGA, and Holden, an AM player from Silverdale, Washington. Up first, we got hole 1, 258-foot par 3. This is a dogleg right, lot of trees in the way. If you can get through the main tunnel, pretty easy birdie for these guys. Eric's up first. Here's a beautiful turnover, snaking right to the pin. Great shot.
I like that a lot.
Jared's up next. Puts it up a little high. See if that will squeak through. Oh, and he catches a great kick off the tree. Shasta Criss, third on the box. Taking the lower route. He's tracking a little left. He'll have a long putt from there. And last up, we've got Criss going with the backhand mid, taking the floater route. That looks like it is going to play right at about the circle's edge. So Criss is up first on the putt. Big straddle. Oh, and he sinks a huge putt. Great start for Criss. Shasta from about 40 feet. Oof, just short. He knows he wanted that one. Jared cleaning up the short bird. Good way to start the round. And Eric with the tap in. No problem there. So after one hole, we've got Eric on top. He's holding a 3-stroke lead in this final round. Jared has 2 strokes on Shasta and Criss. Hole 2, 289-foot par 3. We've got a straight tunnel shot. Not a lot in the way, but you do have to keep it really straight. Otherwise, you're heading off into the bushes. So Eric's up first. Most of these guys will be taking the flick route. Ooh, and he comes up a little low, runs into the tree. Jared's up second.
Great shot,
That's
Jared.
tracking well. If he can get that skip, he won't have any trouble on that putt. Criss is up third. Looks like he's taking the backhand line. It's a little high, but if that gets through, yeah, he'll be inside the circle. A good putt for bird. Shasta. Ooh. Runs into the left. He's lucky that didn't go farther out. Shasta with his upshot. No problem from him. He'll have an easy 3. Eric's up next with the easy flick. Going right up to the pin. Criss from about 30. Oof. Just comes up short. And Shasta, he taps out for par. So it looks like Jared will be taking the lone birdie.
Nobody's gonna clap for his birdie.
Good job getting a stroke on the card.
Now it just looks like they're clapping for you.
So after 2 holes, Eric's holding a 2-stroke lead as we move on to hole number 3. Hole 3 is fairly wide shot, but it's to a really tough protected green. A lot of the greens here at the Northwest course at Steilacoom, very hard to get in there for an easy putt. You can be 30 feet out and still have a lot of work to do. Ooh, Jared catches the first tree on the right. He's not happy with that. Eric's up next. Taking the big turnover shot. He's coming in hot. Ooh, and he gets a nice stick. Tap in for bird. Criss with the low shot. He's hoping to get a good skip. Oh, just manages to miss that guardian log in front of the green. Shasta will finish up. He needs that to turn left for him. And it looks like it will. He's actually a little bit long. Big drive. He'll have a chance coming back. Jared, ooh, catches a tree on the right on his second. He's just going to hope to get out of here with a 4. He'll be putting from right behind that gnarly tree. See if he can get it. Nice save. Avoiding a tough hole to start. Criss nails a great birdie from around the tree. Shasta and Eric will clean up their short birds. So Eric's going to take 2 strokes on Jared. Pushes his lead out to 4 strokes. Shasta and Criss, 1 more back. On to hole 4, 350-foot par 3. This is you'll see a lot of sky shots on this hole. There's a lot of short trees in the way, so these guys are going to try to drop it in from the sky here. It's kind of hard to see, but we'll see if they can pin this shot like a dart. That's a little long, just behind the green. Criss will be going with the same approach. Looks to be a little lower. Ooh, and he catches a tree about halfway down, 80 foot. Shasta even higher. Seeing if that can drop through. Ooh, just misses the cameraman. But he'll have a short putt there. And Jared going with the roller line. Forehand roller. Ooh, catches a tough tree. That was looking like it was going right for the pin. He's got that layup, no problem. Criss with the jump putt. Looks like he was just trying to get that up there close. Eric now. Ooh, just fades out on that putt. And Shasta with the shot at the lone birdie. Great shot there. That's a good 2. Criss will finish up his 3. As the rest of the card will clear out their pars. And we are on to hole 4. Hole 4, we got a very tight fairway here. This is perhaps the signature hole on the course. 575-foot par 4. Deceivingly tough line on this drive. You've got to clear this big opening high window. Comes out to an open fairway. And these guys are just throwing setup shots for a really tight second shot for the birdie 3. Eric just clears the right edge. He's going to be happy to just see that sitting down there in the fairway. Criss, again with the hyzer line. He's right out there in the middle. He wants to get a little bit closer into the edge. You'll see when we get down there, it's a really tight tunnel. And Jared catching the perfect line. He's right to the entrance. He'll have the closest shot to the green. So you can see there, it is a low, tight, difficult window. And there are trees all the way down to this green. I've only managed to 3 this hole twice in probably 50 tries. Shasta's up next with his second. Great line, if that can hyzer out. Nice, and he's going to have a 20-foot putt from just behind that tree. You can see here, even when you're close at Steilacoom, you might still have a tree right in your way. Jared catching a little tree action. Eric with the long putt. Oof. Leaving himself with work for par. Ooh, Jared catches that little skinny branch hanging down there. Criss with the jump putt. Just misses outside right. And Eric for par. Ooh, he's going to drop a stroke on the weak side there. Shasta, to get the only birdie, no, comes up short. He really wanted to get that up there. Criss will clean up for par. Eric taking the bogey. So after 5 holes, we have Eric back to a 3-stroke lead on the rest of the group. Hole 6 is 300 feet, playing in the B position. Pretty easy birdie hole for these guys. There's just one tree in the middle. You can go left side, you can go right side. They're just trying to keep it safe.
Yep.
Sneak up to that basket that's back in the shade. Shasta's just left. Criss with that low line.
Scoot right in there.
He's hoping to get sneaky back there. Got a couple trees right in the way right before you get to the hole. Jared, see if it can stay. He gets through the 2 big trees on the right. That was did well to stay clear there. And Eric also looking to take the backdoor route. See if he can sneak through, and he does. He'll have a short putt for birdie. Jared with the long jump putt. Didn't quite have enough on that one. Eric sinking the birdie from the knees. Great shot there. Shasta with a short birdie makes up for that missed short putt on hole 5. And Criss taking another bird. 3 birds on the card. Jared cleans up his par. So moving on to hole 6. Eric pushing the lead back out to 4 strokes. Hole 7, one of the tightest drives on the course. Don't let that 283 feet deceive you. Par is a very good score on this hole. You've got about a 10-foot window to get through, and even once you get through, there are trees all the way to the green. Birdies are rare. Oof, Criss catches that big tree. That's what he really wants to avoid. Eric, he wants that forehand to skip, and it does. He gets through. He'll have an easy 3, maybe a look at bird. Jared with the huge skip. Oh, and he's right by the pin. That's beating the field right there. Criss, looks like Criss is just pitching out to the middle. And this is his 3. Gets a little bit of a roll. He wants that to stop. Not too bad, though. Shasta, deep in the forest. Ooh. He just manages to get out onto the fairway. Eric with the long putt. Oh, and that's a gorgeous shot. Manages to get up there for the pin for his par. Shasta laying up for his bogey. Criss manages to save a 4, does well there. And no problem there for Shasta. And Jared with the dropping deuce, making the hole look way too easy. So he catches one back up on Eric. Back to a 3-stroke lead going into hole 8. Hole 8 is a monster hole. This is one of the hardest par 3s on the Northwest course here. 365 feet. It takes 2 good shots to get this to the hole. These guys are playing to a bit of a landing area, if you can call it one, just right next to where Jared was, if you can stay wide. You can tell there's a lot of tunnel shots out here at Steilacoom, especially on this course. Shasta wanting that to stay turned over. Ooh, and he does manage to stay out of the worst of the trees. He'll have an easy upshot. See how Criss does here. Gorgeous laser shot. That tree actually helped him. He'll have a nice upshot. Eric seeing if he can get through this. Not a bad upshot from there. Jared with the awkward lie. Oh, and that's a gorgeous upshot. Crowd liking that one. Criss with his up. That's going to stop him right by the pin. And Shasta will also lay it up. So, let's see if Eric can clean up his par. Nice putt there. Making sure not to drop a stroke here on 8. Jared cleaning up his par. Shasta will take the 3 as well. It looks like we have an all-par card on 8. That's good work on that hole. So up next we got hole 9. After those last 2 holes, this is going to feel like a break for these guys. This is a wide open hyzer shot, playing uphill to a protected green. There's about a 30-foot wide window to sneak through. It's a fast green though, hard dirt. They're going to want to try to keep from skipping off the backside of the green. Jared's in a good spot. Eric going wide. Oh, and he manages to get through the tree. Perfect shot there. Shasta also going with the backhand hyzer. Ooh, but he catches that tree early. He's going to have a long putt from down there. Criss pulls that out wide. Can he get the local shot backdoor? He'll have a 30-footer. Ooh, Shasta trying to will it into the hole. Criss from 30 feet, just a little high. Jared with a nice birdie. Criss cleaning up his par. Nice shot there. And Eric taking another nice deuce.
Thanks. Oh boy.
Shasta cleaning up his 3. And after 9 holes, we've got Eric with a 3-stroke lead over Jared. 2 shots back of Jared is Shasta. Hole 10, we've got a straight par 3, 332 feet. Cuts right at the end. There's a clump of bushes on the right side that they're just going to try to sneak around. You can go forehand or backhand here. Jared gets caught up in the bushes early. Eric with that slow turnover. That is a money line. And he's sneaking right under the basket. Shasta also going with that turnover line. Tough thing about this turnover line is making sure that it doesn't fade out early. And he and Eric both have great drives on this one. Criss also going with the turnover. Ooh, but that's cutting early. That's trouble in there. There's a lot of brush in the way. Jared with the forehand out. He's got about 20 feet to go. And you can see here Criss is just pretty much shooting at the green blind. That's a good shot just to get to the putting surface. Shasta with a great bird. This is definitely an opportunity hole for these guys. Good birdie to get. Criss and Jared cleaning up their pars. And Eric with a nice birdie, extending his lead as we keep on this back nine. Hole 11. This is one of the wildest holes at Steilacoom. Straight downhill, trees everywhere. There really isn't a fairway here. You're either getting to the pin or you are stuck chopping out of the bushes. There isn't really any one prescribed line. People take all types of different routes on this hole. Shasta's up. See if he can get through. That's tracking to the pin. And he's about 20 feet out. Jared with the flick shot. Oh, and that's past the pin. He's going to have a fun putt coming down the hill. Criss, ooh, catches the early tree. And that is not where you want to be on this hole. I don't know if we can even see Criss coming out of the bottom of the canyon there. Eric with the long uphill putt. See if he can get a big birdie. Oh, just short off the cage. Shasta leaning off the tree.
Good, buddy. Yeah, great line. Yeah.
Criss to get a big par save after that unfortunate kick on the drive. Oh, and he nails it. Great putt there. Eric with the nice save after that bad roll away. And Jared cans the deuce. Taking the long birdie there. As the rest of these guys will clean out their short putts. So Jared catches one back on Eric. 3-stroke lead. Going into hole 12, the road hole. This is a par 4. It's 380, but it plays more like 450 because it's straight uphill after about halfway. The whole left side is actually water. You can't see it, but on the other side of those bushes is a river, and they're going to try to get up onto that hill about 300 feet down, and then it plays a steep 100 feet up to an elevated pin at the top of the hill. Tough hole to film because it is really dense up there.
All right. Play Shasta.
Shasta with the safe shot right up the middle. Oh, and Criss going with the thumber.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to power through there.
Yeah,
get onto that hill. Looks like he came up a bit short. He's playing from in the thicket.
Coming in.
He's got a putt, though, about 40 feet short. Shasta with the big hyzer. Rolls out a little bit right. He'll have a putt for birdie.
No.
Jared catches the guardian tree. He's about 25 feet short. Eric from the bushes. Believe that was his eagle putt. Ooh, Criss almost gets that par. Here's Shasta for birdie. Playing from a tough stance. Just comes up short. These guys just can't catch a break on these tough putts. Nice birdie from Jared. Eric will take the birdie as well. So the top two on the card, duking it out, coming down the finish. Criss with the tap out there. Okay, moving on to hole 13. Eric holding a 3-stroke lead. This is a two-way par 3. You can take the hyzer shot to the right or take a flick shot in from the left side. one of the shortest holes here at 230. This is definitely a hole that these guys are going to want to birdie. Jared catches the tree, but he's got a makeable putt.
Be awesome.
Eric hoping for a sneaky line through on the right. Now Shasta will show off the hyzer line.
Nice shot.
That's
Oh,
looking
get
really
through there.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, nice run,
just
Shasta.
misses the
Yeah, nice
ace run
run.
there. Criss will follow Shasta on the right. Oh, he's got the best drive of the group, 3 feet from the pin. Eric for birdie. Oof. Just didn't have the line there.
Just 2, buddy.
Jared with a nice deuce. See if Shasta and Criss can clean out their
2,
birds.
Shasta.
So it looks like Eric will lose 1 to the card. His lead will shrink to 2 with 5 holes to go. Moving on to hole 14. This is a tough dog leg. Anything on the right is in big trouble. You've got to keep a drive straight down the pipe to a tough hard right finish into the B position. Going left is not much better here. Either way, it's a tough upshot to the green. Shasta is going to go for that slow turnover line. He's happy just to be out there on the left with about 80 feet to go to the pin. Criss, he's turning over that too much. He's going to be stuck in the bushes on the right. And Eric turns over early. Jared first up on the second shot. Ooh, bad kick there. He's going to have some work just to finish with a 4.
Great shot, Criss.
Nice upshot from Criss. That green, it's sloped, but when you're there, I mean, discs can really pick up and roll, and it looks like that's what's going to happen to Jared here. He's frustrated. Eric, nice easy upshot. Clinks the pole. Shasta lays up for par. And Jared saves the bogey to keep hope alive to catch Eric. Shasta and Eric cleaning up their pars. So Jared takes the lone bogey as we move on to hole 15. This is a big par 4, second longest hole on the Northwest course, 520 feet. One of the easier par 4s, as long as you can get out to about 350 out past that middle tree there. It's an easy upshot to the pin.
Nice play, Shasta.
It's a good shot. Stuck in the Scotch broom on the left, but not too bad an upshot. Criss taking the low line. He needs that to stay clean. And he gets a great skip right in the middle of the fairway. Eric with the hyzer flip. That's going to fade out a little early, but he's not too disappointed there. Jared with the forehand skip shot. See if he can pin this upshot. And that's gorgeous. That's a tap-in birdie for Jared. Some more overhand action for Criss. That looked like a tomahawk. That'll play. Shasta with the hyzer upshot. He's sitting close. Eric gonna run a long putt. Comes up a little short. See if Criss can grab birdie for Criss. Looks like these guys will clean up the star frame, making that par 4 look easy. Okay, moving on. 3 holes to go. Eric still with a 3-stroke lead on Jared. Hole 16. It's in the B position, 382 feet. This is the biggest downhill on the Northwest course. Plays about 50 feet down right after you get over this first ledge here. It's a really fun drive. Shasta coming up just short of the green. It's about 50 feet out. Criss is trying to get sneaky. And it looks like it got down there. Eric taking that right up the middle. He looks like he's just happy to be down there for the easy 3.
Yeah. Come on, flex out.
Can Jared get the flex? He lays up a little bit left of the pin. Good layup there from Criss. Eric with the jump putt layup. He's close. Looks like these guys will all lay up for 3 unless Jared can make this huge putt to put the pressure on. Just comes up short. These guys will tap out their pars. Okay, 2 holes to go. Nothing changing on the scorecard. Eric's still with a 3-stroke lead. And now hole 17, the field hole. This is a chance to see some big bombs. It's 465 feet. Nothing in the way until the last 40 feet. A lot of guys will take big Anheuser shots here. Trying to sneak it into the pin. Looks like Shasta was going for it, but comes up just a little short. Criss looks a little low,
Line, bud.
but he'll be happy to have that right in the middle. That's easy upshot to the pin. Eric unleashes a monster drive. Oh, and he gets all of that skip. 6 feet from the pin. Jared taking the big run up. Can he get the skip? Oh, and it's skipping. He'll have a 35-foot putt from behind the bushes. Criss with his upshot runs it a little long. Shasta's got a long jump putt. Just misses right. Jared up and over. Oh, hits the cage. That would have been a huge birdie. Criss will tap out his par. And it looks like Eric will take a stroke on the group. Making sure he's got a lot of breathing room for the 18th hole. And with a 4-stroke lead, it would take a disaster to open the door. So on to hole 18 we go. This is a 330-foot finishing hole. Fair amount of trees, a slight Anheuser to the right at the end. Eric's going to take the flick shot. Just wants to get it out there. He'll have a 40-foot downhill putt for birdie. Shasta with the turnover shot. That's looking tasty. He'll have a putt. Criss, that straight line.
Let's play, kid.
Comes up a little short. And Jared with the flick shot. He's been throwing great forehands today.
Yeah, Jared.
Giving it an ace run. Get the crowd excited on the last hole.
Good bid. Good height.
Shasta for birdie. Oof, just short. Eric taking the safe shot. Just wants to close out a 3 for the win. Criss will tap out. Shasta with the car. Jared will tap out his pair. And Eric will step up and claim the title. And with that, he has won it. The 2016 Fort Steilacoom Open MPO champion. Great win for him. He's pumped.
Thanks, guys. Good job, all of you.
Celebrates with the rest of the card. Great win for Eric. Wins his first A-tier event. Big win for Eric.
Of course.
Nice gallery out to watch the final round. Couldn't ask for a better day for it. And that will do it for the 2016 Fort Steilacoom Open. Eric Oakley finishes with a 3-stroke win. Jared Roan in second. Shasta Criss a couple back. Cameron Messerschmidt jumps up from the chase card to take third. And Shasta will take fourth.
Open Pro of the Year at the Fort Steilacoom Open for 2016, Eric Oakley.
Wow. This means so much to me, guys. I can't tell you. Anybody I talked to this weekend, anybody I hung out with, anything. If you guys have thrown a disc with me or just seen me throw, or you've been throwing on the same time, the sport is growing, and I think that's huge. So thank all of you for that. Anybody who puts some time into these courses, I know that goes without being said, as you guys are the reason we're able to do these awesome things and have these awesome tournaments. Nate, Jessie, you guys are wonderful. The tournament was really well run. No complaints. It was fantastic. Awesome. You guys did an awesome job. And yeah, so anybody who volunteered, spotters, anything, you guys did a great job. Anybody you got to play with, I didn't have a bad card, didn't have a bad card made. Everybody was super rad, so that was an absolute blast. Eagle, always in the vlog going. It's so surreal to think that, you know, we'd come this far. You know, a year ago I didn't think I'd be winning an A-tier, but here I am. So if you work hard enough, anything is possible. Big ups to Jared. I knew I was having to keep pace with him no matter what to take this one down. I felt like he was, anybody I was playing with, I had to kind of just keep a leg up, and came out on top, which is awesome.
Yeah. Nice win.
Thanks to my sponsors, Discmania. We wouldn't be on the road without them, and they support us really well, so that's a huge, huge deal. And Boom Clothing and Do Squad. It's incredible. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. This means a lot.
Don't forget to check out the Lost and Found over here. Also, you got your name up here. Come on up.